This is the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. Rebranded, updated, and now based on the practice of mindfulness. It is my mission to guide and coach women toward a pink lifestyle. Purposeful, intentional, natural, and kind. We'll do this by discussing topics such as image and presence enrichment, integrative self-care, health and wellness, mindful thinking, and spiritual awareness. I am your host, Karen Bannister, and I am a certified image consultant and life coach. My opinions and insights are based on scientific research, personal experiences, and my own intuitive power, and will help your physical representation awaken and represent your inner strength and self-image. You can contact me on my website, KarenKBannister.com, or email pinklifestylepodcast@gmail.com. I invite you to follow and connect with me on social media channels as the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. This podcast can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and others. Thank you for listening, and your journey toward finding your personal inner power begins now. Welcome back to the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. Thank you once again for being here, where we are in pursuit of a purposeful, intentional, natural, and kind life. And as you know, my goal with this podcast is to introduce you to others who can bring fresh perspectives and new insights to help you on your personal and professional journey. And today, I am thrilled to introduce to you Daniella Platt. She is the founder of Looking Good YAYA. Oh my gosh, I love this. Stands for You As You Are. I mean, how awesome is that? And it's a brand strategy consultancy which specializes in PPP, which is people, products, and endless possibilities. She is known for her honesty, high vibe energy, and ideation. And known as a cheerleader to all, and you will all understand this very soon. She is a concept to market strategist who inspires people to take an idea from the kitchen table to the world. And for all my coaching and consulting listeners out there, you'll love this part. She knows how creatives struggle with opening doors to sales, so she also teaches how to sell, have a positive experience, create relationships, and conquer greatness with her Ten Commandment system. And speaking of that, her book debuted as a #1 bestseller. It's called Looking Good, the 10 Commandments to be a Sales Rockstar and Fashion Startup Playbook. And it unboxes 20 years of expertise to guide professionals and people to better themselves. She has spent 20 years as a top producer at fashion magazines and ad agencies, including, listen to this, the California Apparel News publication, BBDO, Blue Cherry, CGS, and as a fashion manuscript editor. She's crafted hundreds of campaigns for brands that fill your life, like Visa and Hugo Boss, and stretch like Lycra, earning a respected place in the industry. Welcome, Daniella. I am so thrilled to have you here.
Thank you so much. One day I will get used to hearing my bio read to me.
Well, it's so impressive, and you've done so much. I know people want to know. I'm sure they just want to know more. But why don't you, when you start, take us back to how this all started, and what inspired and what got you here? Because oh my gosh, what an amazing woman.
Well, thank you. You and I had met at the Nashville Fashion Week.
Yes.
And it was was really exciting to be able to share and deliver information, but I couldn't see your face at the time. So it is such a treat now to just see your face and connect with you through our Zoom house.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for that amazing introduction. I'm Daniella Platt. Like we were talking about, my friend likes to say, you're Daniella Platt, Platt like platinum, only the very best. When I thought of the name of our company, Looking Good, YAYA, I was like, that is the mission. It was all about having you look good, you as you are, whether you're in flip-flops and you feel terrible or you just feel amazing. I want you to know that you could just get out the door and go.
I love that. Yeah. Don't wait. Yeah.
Don't wait. Well, what inspired it is kind of my journey. And I know I don't know how much you know about my journey, but the story kind of goes as like you, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I was working corporately for 20 years.
Yeah.
and I'm doing the job, right? Like, you're doing the job, you're the expert at your job, and it's all great. And then one day things just change on you. So for me, my change became, I had this I call it the personal earthquake, but my personal earthquake was one day I became a mom. And as soon as I became a mom, she's now 4,
mm-hmm.
I had to do things differently. So I've worked as we've discussed, so I've worked kind of in the business of fashion, but my role was always on the sales side. I became this mom and I had this human to take care of it. And I just started getting this desire to, I had to do things differently. I just didn't want to do that job. I wanted to build a legacy for my baby. I wanted to do something different.
Right.
So then 2 years later, it was 20 months later, I had my second baby. And that was kind of that moment where I was like, I need to do things differently, but I'm out of time. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. The whole time is money situation. Mm-hmm. I could talk to you and I would love to talk to you for 3-4 hours. My old life could. And then we could grab drinks. And what I found after having my second baby, I just really wanted to do things differently. I'm sitting on all this information from being inside the business of fashion. I was a sales rep for sales and strategy for more than 20 years. I'm sitting on all this information. I'm so limited in time. What can I do? And then I'm walking at a trade show. I was walking the Magic trade show, and people would ask me the same questions all the time. So you're kind of like two different spectrums. On one hand, my friends, like I'm sure some of your image consultants and some of the people you work with, they're so good at what they do, but they're not salespeople.
Right.
They would say to me, how did you do that? I'm walking around and I'm hugging people and I'm, meet this person and meet this person, and you guys do this and you do this, and what if you guys can collaborate? And I found myself putting these incredible relationships together, and so my clients, whether they were retailers or designers, they'd say to me, how did you do that? How did you do that? How did you open up that door? And your first reaction is things come naturally to you.
Just who I am, right? Yeah.
Who I am. And then I started thinking about it, and I started realizing there is a system. There is specific things that I do. And I was like, well, I can't, I turned on to this mission of I don't want my creative friends to miss opportunities. That is my area of genius, right? Everybody has their thing that they're really good at. But I love what they do. I love creatives. I love being around all their inspiration. So color stimulates your brain. Talk to me about what you're making. Talk to me about what you're creating. I will just sit there and listen, and I will give you ideas, and I will help you strategize, and I will craft your roadmap from concept all the way to market. And that's really what I do, but I just couldn't let creatives miss opportunities anymore. So it came to me one day. My dad used to say on Wall Street, the number one rule of Wall Street, when in doubt, make money. So I started, it's appropriate. So that's kind of it hit me well, I would say to them, you have to always remember, every opportunity is a good opportunity, but you can't even get to the point of opportunity until you open the door. And then they're like, well, how do you even do that? Try saying hi. It really just started
just people, right?
Hi. But then I actually started getting into it, and I realized there is a strategy. And my dad used to say, so the number one thing on Wall Street is when in doubt, make money. But there wasn't another 9. So So I had to figure it out.
Okay.
So that's what I did. So I started coaching very slowly. I mean, I share it. I always have a copy of the book.
There it
I'm
is.
sure you have a
Yay.
copy of your book, right? Like within arm's reach.
I do.
Right?
I do. Yeah, this silly. Hold on. Mine's Kindle. I have the Kindle version.
I was thinking of your book. You also wrote a book.
My book. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Darn, this is about you. Come on.
So no, it's not. It's about all of us because it's in the collective. Because if it was all about me,
I know.
it's about the audience. I want to be able to help the audience.
Right.
And so anyway, so that's kind of what happened. You start realizing that your lack of time. You want to be able to grow. I really want to live a life with life of purpose. I want to be able to help others achieve their dreams. When I was seeing these designers miss opportunities, I was like, this cannot happen. I started to slowly write things down. I was like, so here's my favorite script, and if any of your listeners want, I could email them the script or just grab it in the book. But I started giving people scripts. I started, just say, hi, my name is Daniella, and I'm Make Yourself Dazzling. I have the pink, it's just Pink Podcast. Right? What's the actual name of
the Pink Lifestyle Podcast?
Pink Lifestyle. I know I'm missing a word. I have the Pink Lifestyle Podcast, and it's just dazzling. We have the most amazing authors, and I'd love to get your feedback and just talk really fast and just say something really dazzling. I'd love your opinion in 30 seconds of your time. Just really qualify it. And I only need 30 seconds of your time. You're fabulous. I have something fabulous. And most people will respond, at least with some type of feedback. I found myself just teaching people like this one little script, like, give me 1 minute of your time. This is what I do that's dazzling. What you do amazes me. Can you give me feedback on one thing? It will only take 30 seconds to a minute of your time. Powerful. The feedback always comes.
Mm-hmm.
So I started teaching my designer friends this tool, and you're not going to believe it. I got an appointment with this store. You're not going to believe it. I'm on the stage. You're not going to believe it. I'm showing. And like the feedback started pouring in. I'm like, well, that's what you need to do. Like, say hi. Never miss an opportunity. Say hello to everyone you meet, because you might see jewelry on the outside, but you don't know that they own a whole manufacturing plant that not only is jewelry, but they're also making belts and shoes, and they own a dye house, and you don't know who their uncle is. Like, you have to say hello to everybody. You have to open up every door. So I call it sales yoga, actually. That's my new, I used to call it. I like that. So rule number one, so it's like the 10 Commandments. So for my dad, it's, on one end you have like the number one, which is when in doubt, make money, but you have to start somewhere. So I just say, start with some sales yoga, ask a lot of questions, always open the door, say hi, get to know people, kind of understand, kind of like right now we're in COVID. I mean, aren't people kind of numb? So kind of just like be really nice and right? Like people are a little numb.
I think people are right now, I mean, they crave connection and interacting with people. So this is actually a pretty darn good environment to start talking to people.
And especially now. I mean, it's interesting. So now I tell people like, well, now your Zoom house matters. I have like when I talk to people, I'm like, it's how to be a sales rock star Zoom house edition.
Ooh.
But it is kind of in a way the same too. Like, it's unbelievable to me. Like, you're sitting here in Nashville and I'm sitting here in Los Angeles, and we could just have this incredible conversation. I really feel like miracles are happening. It is going to be remarkable, the new world that we're going to enter in once all of this sort of transpires.
I totally agree. Absolutely.
So I encourage people to really, take a stand and open up the door. So now the results are the same. You still need to accomplish the same goals, but your methodology might be different. The same script of say hello, introduce yourself, give your I'm dazzling, and ask your question, it still applies. It's unbelievable to me that billionaires are opening up their Zoom chats just to talk and hang out. The other day I saw Matthew McConaughey just doing a live. You literally can talk to anybody right now, so just literally go for it. Open up the door. And that's really how it all came about from the sales side. Mm-hmm. And then on the other side, the other part of the world, right? All my friends are sellers like me. Oh, I always wanted a fashion line. Or, hey, can you help me have a clothing line? I have a concept. I want to bring it to market. You can. I have so many resources to help people grow. I want to make it achievable. when I hear people struggle with either opening up the doors for sales, or they have this like idea that they want to bring into the world, well, I have the tools. And that's really why I wrote it down. Some people are doing videos because you have to duplicate yourself, you have to scale. I can do all that. I have workshops and so forth. And I just said, let me write it down so you can have it. I really just want people to be able to activate and achieve their dreams.
Wow.
So that's
how
it all came to be.
That's an amazing reason to write a book. All out of because you just want to be in service and of service and help other people. That is
true.
And having read the book, I mean, this is not, you don't make it complicated. It's easy to read. It makes sense. They're actionable. It's like, where has this book been? Why has nobody done this before now? And I mean, like they said, I just picked it up and showed it. I mean, it's in my iPad. It goes with me everywhere. So everybody buy the book.
Well, the other thing too is, like you have a business.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have audiences now. Everybody has their following. Everybody's building a business. And a lot of people are afraid of the business of fashion. It's very trendy.
Mm-hmm.
It's big. It's very hard to keep up. If you're actually producing a clothing line, you have 5 seasons. Do you need to produce it every season? Do you need to have a trade? Do you need to be at the trade show? Do you need to have a showroom? How do you have a sale? There's a lot of complexity to actually having a clothing line. Well, what if I just gave you like the keys inside, right? I mean, how quickly can you go up the ladder? The other thing too is that I want people to know that you can have a clothing line as an additional stream of revenue for your business without even worrying about fit. And a lot of people think, oh, just t-shirts. But there's ways to do, like through Blank Apparel, I like to teach people like what you need. So just some of my secrets. If you're actually going to look at,
I'm ready.
So yeah, I teach people like you can have it as an additional stream of revenue for your business without ever worrying about fit. And it could be so trendy and it can be so nice and you can have small minimums. Just look at the world of Blank Apparel. There's 3 ways anybody can have a clothing line. You can do private label, you can cut and sew. And if you just look at Blank Apparel, you have tons of blanks to pick from. I tell everybody, pick 2 colors you like. What color? I don't know. Any 2 colors you like? What colors do you like?
Pink and black.
Pink and black. Perfect. So pick 2 colors you like, 2 styles you like, and then 1 color ink. I say 1 color because every time you add another color to like a screen printer press, there's another charge.
Right. So
you could be as colorful, as bold as you like. But if you just do 1 color ink, pick 2 styles of shirts and pants that you like in 2 colors, your minimums are 25. You just need to buy 25. And I try to really support women innovators. I really try to support like women-owned businesses. So I like to use them. Down here, downtown LA, there's like a couple of places that I really like to, I try to give them all my business. You can have for 25 pieces, it's really affordable, your own collection. And you didn't have to worry about fit. And you can have it in 14 days. I like to say like 90 days because that's like we could for sure 90 days. Okay. But by the time we say, okay, we like this color and we like by the time we say, yes, we're ready to go, it will be ready in 14 days. I just say this because I want people to know it's available to them. And that's where I come in like the concept to market strategist.
Wow.
I want people to know that this is available to them. So whether they need help on the sales side to open up that door, or they actually have the idea and they want to bring it to life, I want to be able to help people throughout the complete cycle of business development, activate their dreams, right? I mean, that's what we're doing now.
Oh my, okay. So I'm sorry. I'm processing this live, which probably isn't a great idea, but thinking, okay, I could have my own fashion line. I mean, the other consultants listening, you're thinking the same thing. You're thinking the same thing I am. And I would have never imagined it was, for lack of a better term, that easy. But you have the inside scoop because you've been there. You know. I wouldn't know. This is amazing. And want to share it with people. Wow. Okay. I'll shut up now.
No, don't don't shut up. Don't shut up at all. So it's an honor to coach people. Obviously, there's logistics, and we're kind of like simplifying the entire process. But I just want people to know that they can do it, that there is feasibility. And this is just on a very simple level. I just feel like if you're in the business, like what are the image consultants that we're talking about, like that we're working with, like who would be somebody in, like what are people generally doing? Like, are they makeup artists, beauticians? Like what is it that they're?
Well, as image consultants, I mean, we do a color analysis, we do the body shape, we do this, help you figure out your style, working basing on what the best designers for your body style and the best designers for your own personal style, to make your message cohesive. I mean, that's basically a big overview of what an image consultant does.
So this is like the perfect thing for all image consultants. It's not your main business, but you have an audience, and you're also talking, like you said, you're talking about color, you're talking about image. So you can actually work with the palette. I just was reading last week, like Pantone just released kind of like a coral and like a greenish color for their. Did you see it?
Yes, I did.
You see it? So I just saw that. I'm like, it's just another vehicle for communication, especially now. We have 65 million people that are home. 65 million people are working from home, and it's really unique times. Social distancing. I used to go to parties, and now.
I know, right? We will again. We'll get there.
So 65 million people are home right now, and they want to really enjoy themselves. Right. They're not in offices. Most of the time, like people are wearing like beautiful dresses and shoes and corporate. Now it's like we have to service people literally from like their Zoom to the Peloton, and it's like wow. So it's a really good opportunity to take advantage of like really comfortable clothing and having people do it. But this is it's a really good opportunity for people to sort of establish their message. And this is your real estate. So if you're home and you want to give something to your clients, or you want your clients to share your message, it's definitely something doable. So that's kind of like an exciting, like give people what they need right now. Right. Because people are just numb. People are numb.
And it's very inspiring to hear that it is doable, and you have the tools to help people, set up the path to achieve their one more level of plans and dreams. That's just amazing that you're sharing that with everybody.
But it's really great. It's really great. What else can I tell you? I also want people to know, this is kind of like a fun thing. I also want people to know, like when it comes to just like shopping, I want people to like curate their body like as if it's a museum, and fill their life with things that they just love. There's a lot of talk right now about the sustainability movement. People are like, some people are like afraid to buy things. People are afraid to create things. People want to be really conscious and conscious as well as conscientious of what they're purchasing, what they're bringing into their life. So there's this huge movement now for that. And I just want people to really like, when they look at pieces and they're shopping for pieces, just think of their body and think of their life like a museum, and curate it with things that you love. Buy things that you're going to have for the rest of your life. You might not think, I'm going to keep this for the rest of my life, but when you're making that investment in something,
right,
you're probably just buy the things that you love, and you're going to keep it with you. And I think that for people, when they're actually designing their collection, if you have a great mantra, if you have a great story, if it's super comfortable, people keep it for a really long time, and you're going to be able to spread your message in perpetuity. Just really surround yourself with things that you love, and that will help you fulfill and activate your dreams.
Oh, I love the way you put that. It's perfect.
Does it make you dance? That's one of my favorite. Like, buy the things that make you dance.
That's good. Well, it's very true. Don't fill your life with stuff to just filler. Buy the stuff that, when you buy things, that it means something to you. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be non-expensive. But if it speaks to you and, like you said, makes you dance, it needs to be a part of your life. I love that. That's fabulous. All right, so you've written this amazing book that everybody needs to get. You've told us why and you've told it how. You've gave us one little tip about just saying hi to everybody. Is there maybe one more tip that you can share with people how to be a sales rock star?
I can share it with you hundreds of tips. That's why we should go to your
don't
upcoming
give away
conference.
everything, but I mean, just give us one more thing to help us go out today and close a sale or start a sale or just be the sales rock star.
Sure. So, of course. So there's 10, right? We have the beginning. We spoke about like sales yoga. Just open the door, say hi, use your script, and I promise you, just let me know you guys try it. You can even text me and I'll send you the script, or you guys can pull it. It's actually on my website at lookinggoodyaya.com. You can it'll come to you for free. So the other thing that I noticed, this is another thing that was happening. So we go through the script. So we have, first commandment, which is sales yoga. So number 2, I call it like power the bridges. You have to use power words to really assert your message. So say things like, I believe it will happen, not things like, don't say, I think it will happen, because think you're not so sure. Be firm, believe it will happen. Use words like, not it can happen, but be firm, say it will happen. Stand by your statement. You're in sales, you're really leading the journey. I mean, I think that's what it comes down to. Like, people question, what is sales? You feel like, I don't want to sell. You're not selling, you're sharing love. You're really sharing love of something that you've created. You're taking people on a journey to their greatness. So either you're solving a problem, you're either solving that problem, or you're filling them with delight. And you're sharing your art. So wherever you are on the spectrum, you have to open up that door and you have to say, I have something really cool. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
They're going to say yes because they like your energy, or they're like, no, not now. Just, you have to keep in mind that your purpose is that you're leading them, you're taking them on a journey. That is your job, and you have to share your product and you have to share what your mission is, because you're enrolling people into something that you love, and you're either going to make their life better, you're going to dazzle them with the light, you're going to solve a problem, or they're not your market, and move on to the next. So just keep that in mind, like, to not be afraid to just go for things. One last thing here, I'm going to share this last one.
Okay.
This happens quite a bit. I find that, and I just gave a talk to a university out here, and people, tell me about your brand. Tell me about your brand. So he tells me all about his brand. It's really cool. It was like called Apples because he loves apples. And every shirt comes with an apple. Oh. And he's like, and that's my brand. And he just ended it. That's what happened. It went silent. Like, oh
wow. Okay.
That's what happened. And I was like, well, you have to talk in question. Like, so guys, do you think, was that attractive to you? Try to always draw people in to get a yes. So I always first go big, ask your big questions. But once you do your presentation, once you kind of tell everybody about you, enroll them in your idea, and just make sure to always speak in questions. Like, hey guys, was that attractive to you? Get them to say yes. Do you like this color? Yes. What if I could package it this way? Just always speak in question. I find that sometimes like creatives, like they're, you don't think that way.
Right.
So if you can't necessarily think, what am I going to ask? I think now we call it engagement, right? Like, we want a social media post to be engaging. You want to get comments. Think about it like social media. You always want to have an engaging answer. You want to end with something that's going to cause somebody to be like, yeah, I'm getting out of my seat. I'm going to rise.
Right. Okay.
So talk in question. So there's a couple of tricks, and I have a lot of them in the book, but one of like the fun ones that I just tell people to do is, when you finish a sentence, just say something as simple as, wouldn't you agree? And people will like nod, or isn't that amazing? Like, just end your sentence and be like, you're in. Just like, so if you can't think of what you want to say, just like, so did you guys like my presentation? Was awesome, wasn't it? So just always, because you want movement. You want to make sure that the people you're talking to, they're awake, they're with you. and then you can have dialogue. So,
those
yeah.
tips. I'm not the best at sales. I mean, I can kind of stumble my way through it sometimes. I mean, but as a creative, I mean, I get it. So those are some amazing tips that I'm going to start putting to use like right away. So thank you.
Well, let me know how they work for you.
I absolutely will. Oh my God, Danielle, you are a treasure trove of information. And I know that people are going to want to get your book. They're going to want to get in touch with you. How do people do that? How do they reach you?
So there's a little picture of my book actually there. So you can, the best way to like find everything is just on my website, looking good, YAYA.com. Looking good. So YAYA as you are. That's like where you can find everything. Every now and again, the website, people tell me it doesn't work. So just text me too. I'll throw out my this is my text only number, 323-963-4377. Here's what you can get. If you'd like, it's totally like my free powerful guide of how to dress like a VIP. This is the above the keyboard edition.
I love
Should we share some tips? I can share. So it's the above the keyboard edition, and some things that it's actually interesting. I went to a talk last week. You would probably be interested in this. It was WGSN, and they shared just some kind of like really interesting tips about, this is a real estate. So be bold, be vivid, blues, yellows, oranges, but make sure you don't wear the same color as your background because then you're just going to look like a ball.
You're a talking head. Yeah.
I'm talking head. So I have that for your listeners, how to dress like a VIP, top tips for how to dress like a VIP above the keyboard edition. I also have, I believe it's like 7 tips, how to be a sales rock star virtual edition. So you can grab both of those. They're both on the website. And, if you can't find it, just let me know and I'll tell you where everything is. I hope you guys grab the book. There's an accelerator program. There's always boot camps. There's always fun stuff. But more than anything, I really want to hear, I want to hear what everyone's big idea is. What's your big idea? I can come up with 100 ways for you to take it into the world. That's the coolest thing. You are limitless and you are unstoppable. You have so much talent. And there's people out there that know the inside of the business. You should take it. Take it when people give it to you.
That is so amazing. Yeah, there's just so much. Do I dare even ask what's next? I mean, if you've already have all these amazing things for people, what's next for you and your company? And or can you tell us? I mean, is there anything coming up?
So cute. You are so cute. Wow. I actually sometimes think it's really important. I thought about this last week. So I was asked this last week a bunch. I go to all these entrepreneur seminars and, some of my mentors, I make $1 million here and there. And I thought about, I was trying to keep up with them. And I thought about it, sometimes you just have to stick with where you're at and ride that dream. The book came out in June and it went to #1 bestseller in the category. Mm-hmm. I just want to stick on that track of giving the world the book. That's really exciting. I want more people to come and join on the accelerator class. I want more people to come and be in the boot camp. But more than anything, I want to hear people's ideas. There's still a little less than 90 days left to the rest of the year. Mm-hmm. We can still get out holiday t-shirts and clothing lines for people.
Oh my gosh.
So we can still do all that. So I'm definitely just going to keep this all going, keep it running. I do have actually one random thing. There's a book called One Habit for Entrepreneurial Success. There's a whole series of One Habit books, and there's one called One Habit for Entrepreneurial Success, and it was co-authored by Steve Sambliss and Forbes Riley. I have a chapter inside that book, and that is dropping October 16th. So that's kind of fun. There's a bunch of celebrities inside of it. So I'm going to write that. I have a chapter inside, and I wrote about how to dress like a VIP. And the purpose in dressing like a VIP isn't because you want to be braggadocious. It's because you want to feel powerful. You want to feel amazing. That's what image is all about, right? It's not about ooh, I got the greatest makeup. It's about the greatest colors will change your life.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
So, I'm kind of just and I'm excited. I'm so excited to meet your your team. I'm super excited to be at your conference and super excited to like help creatives on their journey and their path to really just take their big ideas into the world and
Right.
Be rock stars. You are rock
gosh.
stars, so just keep rocking it.
Oh my God. This has been, I mean, I'm sitting here doing all this, my brain's starting to spin and I'm getting excited. I mean, this is just, it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of without words right now. It's just been amazing, Daniella. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Oh my gosh. I know I have gotten so much out of it in addition to the book. So you guys get the book, listen to this podcast again, because I'm sure you're just going to get as excited and inspired as I am. So, I mean, once again, Daniella, thank you so much for being here. I will have all the information, all the contact information in the show notes for everybody to refer so they can get a hold of you quickly. As we as creatives kind of, need all the help we get. We do.
Totally. Grab the VIP guides. They're available today. And you know what? If any of I'm super excited. I always want to meet creatives. So if there's anybody, I'm always happy to anybody who buys the book or just give me a call. We'll talk for 15 minutes. Like that would really make me so happy. So
that is so
by all means, just, grab the book, send me the text. We'll give you some tips. We'll map out your roadmap. It would be a real delight.
Well, you are an amazing resource. Thank you so much for everything that you're willing to share. Again, thank you for being here. And yeah,
I'm so cute.
I'm just like, I just want to get going. So once again, thank you for being here on the podcast. Thank you for listening. And until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Pink Lifestyle Podcast. Again, you can reach me on my website, KarenKBannister.com, or email pinklifestylepodcast@gmail.com. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and others, and on social channels including Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Pinterest as Pink Lifestyle Podcast. Congratulations on starting your journey. Please share this with your friends and family, and focus on creating your own pink life. Until next time.